Said I really can stay. Baby, it's cold outside. Good afternoon, lovelies. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Today I want to talk about not weighing yourself on the scale. My tricks and tips for you, as well as kind of a story time about why I don't. So stay tuned if you're interested, and don't forget to subscribe. Hi, baby. So I'm going to give you 6 tips on things that I've learned. Say hi.
Hi.
6 tips on things that I've learned because I used to weigh myself all the time, as well as some things that you can do instead of weighing yourself. I just feel like it's a better alternative. Number 1. If you work out like I used to, because I used to go to the gym all the time whenever I had in shape, I used to work out my arms and my legs, and they were on fire. Yeah. Well, you should know that obviously most people know this, but muscle weighs more than fat. So if you weigh yourself constantly and you're doing things that are going to make you gain muscle, you're not going to see any difference in your weight loss. You're not. So it's just going to be the same because you're gaining muscle. There's a huge black bee, like a ginormous one, like freaking massive. Number 2. So, ego. Like, this is a big, huge problem for me. Okay, whenever I was weighing myself, every single day because I was so obsessed with losing weight, and I wanted to be at 170. So I wanted to lose 145 pounds. That is like a whole entire person, okay? That's a lot of weight. And every time I would get on the scale every single day and I wouldn't lose at least 1 or 2 pounds, I would be so upset and I would just binge out on food. And I don't know if all people do this, but I have a major problem with binge eating. And now it's just bread. Once I went plant-based and vegan, I just binge out on bread because all the other things were processed and had cows and things in them. So now I don't eat that anymore, so I don't binge as much because I have less to binge on, if that makes sense. But I still binge because I love bread. But that's a major problem for me, ego. The reason why I can't weigh myself anymore is because I became obsessed. If I didn't lose weight, I would be sad and just want to eat everything. And if I did lose weight, I would be happy and want to work out. And I just wanted to stop putting myself through this madness. It was complete and utter madness. Tip number 3. You can gain between 2 and 5 pounds in the course of one day. In the course of one day, you guys. And that can be from different things, like from what you're eating to what you're doing. It all just depends. So that's a major, major reason why you shouldn't weigh yourself, because it just puts you in an upset mood. Or it drives you. It just depends on what kind of person you are. Number 4. Your weight is definitely not always an accurate interpretation of how healthy you are. So you can weigh 145 and another person can weigh 145, but they're shorter than you. So they look chubby and you look super skinny because you're super tall. It's just, weight is not an accurate measure for anything. So to look at a scale and be upset is it's just not a good idea. Number 5. You're retaining water weight because you consume too much sodium. The average American consumes 3,400 milligrams of sodium per day, which is twice the amount an American should have per day. So they are gaining weight. Well, it looks like they're gaining weight. They're keeping water in their bodies, which makes them have water weight. So they don't lose anything. It's still there because wow, Brianna, your body wants to keep water because you have too much sodium. So you're not losing any weight because you're eating too much sodium. Way too much sodium. Tip number 6. Tip number 6 is, and I think it's the most important one, okay? It blinds you. Weighing yourself literally blinds you. Not literally, but it blinds you. Okay? You're so fixated on this number on a scale that you don't see the other things that are progressing. For instance, you can run a longer amount of time now without having to stop and walk. You can wear these jeans that you haven't worn in like 4 years. You can go on the elliptical for 20 minutes now instead of 15. Your stamina's higher. You just, there's so many things that you can use instead of weighing yourself. And you're blind to all of that. You're blind to all of that because the number on the scale is not going down. So you feel like nothing is going for you. So you just quit. And those, my friends, yes. And that, my friends, is the reason why I stopped weighing myself. All of those reasons and more that I just can't think of them all right now, but that's why. Because I was so obsessed with weighing myself every single day, after the gym, before the gym, and I just would constrict what I was eating, and it was bad, you know? And there's just so much more to life than worrying about a number on a scale. Okay, there's other things you can do. Okay, what I suggest doing, and I'm sure lots of people do this as well, measure how long you run, or your favorite thing to do. What's your favorite thing to do? Let's say you like doing legs. Measure how much weight you can push with your legs when you're doing those leg thingies. I forget what they're called. You push the weight with your legs. Let's say you started off with 25. Can you do 50 now? That's great. Let's say you love running. Can you run 10 minutes straight now instead of 5? Let's say you have a pair of pants that you haven't worn since high school and they're size 18 and now they're big on you. Woohoo! Just focus on those types of things and set little goals. Like, oh, I'm going to run a minute faster. Oh, I'm going to run a minute longer. Oh, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes longer. I'm going to do 10 more jumping jacks along with everything, you know? I just feel like that's a lot better than weighing yourself, because that was my main problem. Just all of those things combined. And it's not all of them because it's just too much to think of, but like those are really hard to get past. So I hope this video helps you, and I hope you decide not to weigh yourself, at least only once a month, not every day, because it's really going to weigh on your brain and on your heart, and it's going to make you want to quit, or it's going to drive you if you're that type of person. But I'm a type of person that it makes me want to quit. So I can't weigh myself no more. You know? I hope this helps you. And if you have any questions, comment down below, leave me questions, you know. Like, subscribe, all that jazz.